for a new episode of the Reading Room Ruffians, your favorite library podcast. This is Mallory, and today my bestie for the restie and I will be donning our own tinfoil hats and bringing you some conspiracies that will convert even the biggest skeptic.
Crinkle, crinkle.
Our Supreme Overlord Carla is excited to not be the only conspiracy nut in this crazy house today. We are recording from our library in Jackson County. Y'all say a prayer or whatever for Zach, who will be rolling his eyes so hard this episode, we'll all feel it all the way from Seattle, Washington.
I think they're just going to roll off into the floor.
Maybe you find your charger down there.
For real.
All right. Who wants to go first?
You can, it doesn't matter.
Okay. So my conspiracy theory today is about how the government is planning these attacks and these huge fiascos, like blaming people who aren't in actual trouble for things.
What? That's the most incoherent thing.
Well, okay. It's about Luigi.
It's about Fall Guys.
Yeah, Fall Guys, essentially.
Okay,
It's Luigi and Matthew and the other guy whose name I can't remember, but it's like Arabic or something. I don't know. Maybe Indian. I'm not sure. He's from Texas, though. Just so everybody's aware. Okay. So the very first thing I wanted to go over was Luigi and how they arrested him for shooting Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, and how very many people think that he is actually innocent. So, we got a timeline. We ready for this?
We're ready?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, apparently on November 24th, the suspect, who is believed to be a man,
I love this.
arrived in New York City via Greyhound bus, right? And then on the 29th, they said that they found a backpack carried by the gunman who killed United Health CEO. Now, what I found weird about this was, this is November 29th, right? He didn't kill Brian until like December 4th.
Wait, what?
That doesn't make sense to me.
So it was the November 29th?
November 29th.
They found the backpack.
Okay, the suspect checked out of the hostel on November 29th, and law enforcement official told CNN he checked back into the hostel on November 30th. Multiple law enforcement sources previously told CNN the suspected gunman used a fake New Jersey license when checking into the hostel. According to law enforcement officials, the identification was used to check in on November 30th. It appears he shared a room on the 4th floor with 2 other men, which I didn't know that part, but whatever. Anyways, they said that they found a backpack that was carried by him, right? So
They found it where?
I don't know why they were checking into him on the 29th when he hadn't done anything.
Well, see, that doesn't make sense. Why? And how do they know it was his and not one of the other 2 men?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they said that the reason they have photos of him in a hooded jacket with his mask down is because he was flirting with a woman who checked him in, which she is probably the luckiest woman alive.
I mean, I don't think personally, I don't think that personally that Luigi is like very attractive looking. However, the man in the picture.
Yeah, he's pretty.
Yeah.
He's pretty.
I just can't, I don't know.
Okay, anyways. So on December 4th at 5 a.m., the suspect was spotted on surveillance footage about 5 a.m. outside the hostel holding what appeared to be an e-bike battery. On December 4th at 6:15 a.m., he is leaving the 57th Street F train before the shooting. Then he was spotted at a Starbucks. And then around, let's see, what time did he shoot him actually? All right. So at 6:45 a.m., the suspect approached the United Healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson, from behind. And then it talks about Brian for a bit, and no one cares. Anyways, anyways, so then he shoots him, right? So at 6:48, law enforcement arrived at the scene outside the Hilton Hotel, and Thompson was pronounced dead 30 minutes later. So December 4th, 6:48 a.m., police show up, CEO dies. Why were they looking into him on the 29th?
I don't know.
See?
And
That
didn't
makes
he
sense.
shoot him multiple times?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think he did. And how did he know
I was
that
gonna
guy
say-
was going to be there then?
I was going to say, it didn't say if he did, but he got away on a bicycle, like an e-bike.
He had
which
that battery.
I love. I love that. So,
Were
yeah.
they just like chasing him on foot or something?
It says Kenny and Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch revealed that the investigators believe the gunman left New York City on a bus. So he rode the bike to the bus station. But they have not found video of him leaving or getting on a bus. So this is just an assumption. Right? So December 7th.
How do they not have that when they have all those other videos? Because there are cameras in bus
Because it
stations.
makes no sense.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I'm
Right.
with you. I don't think he did it. But that's okay.
Exactly. See, just in the timeline. And she's already like,
Mhm.
nah.
No, I even before.
Okay. So December 7th, police continue to search Central Park. Scuba divers are scouring a pond. The NYPD releases additional photos showing the suspected shooter next to and in the back seat of a taxi. He is, in both images, he is seen wearing a blue medical-style face mask. Despite recovering a fingerprint from the Starbucks purchase and sending items to DNA testing, police have yet to publicly identify the suspect. December 8th, scuba divers are in Central Park Pond, and the police declined to comment on said investigation. Okay, and then we all know what happened. Luigi got at McDonald's.
Sold out.
Which I really think is stupid and didn't actually
Mm-mm.
happen.
Okay, now I have a question. Did they ever see the shooter without his mask?
Well, they say in the video beforehand, remember, on November
I know, but
29th.
That's just making the assumption that was the same guy
I
because
don't think that they ever did. No.
because there was no distinguishable clothing or really no distinguishable backpack. It was
No.
just like something anyone could have.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
probably there's thousands of them.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
So, we all agree Luigi's innocent.
and it happened
Yeah.
so quickly that they found somebody.
Yeah. And
Make
I
it
all-
such a big deal about
With-
it, too.
yeah, and with all the incriminating
Perfect.
evidence right there.
perfect. Yeah.
So,
Like
okay.
if this guy planned it like this
Mhm.
and he gets caught so easily, why would you
Yeah.
have all of that stuff on you? Like I just
Yep.
if he's supposedly like he's not a dumb kid.
No,
Like he's not. You're not going to just like, I mean, all of the crime shows there are out there, you're telling me he didn't watch any and learn a few things?
Yeah. For
No
real.
way. No way.
Okay.
I just,
So one of the main things that conspiracy theorists are discussing about Luigi and how he is innocent is his eyebrows. Now, for those of you who don't do eyebrows don't grow that fast.
no.
Okay, you cannot go get your eyebrows threaded, which rips your hair out. If you don't know what threading is, that's ripping your hair out.
Yeah, it's really painful.
It will not grow back in 3 days. You will not have a unibrow in 3 days.
No.
No matter how hairy of a person you are, that does not happen.
Nope.
All right. One hairstylist said that she was a hairstylist and that nobody's hair grows that fast. It's even on the state board test that hair on your head grows a 1/4 inch of a month, and your hair on your brows grows even slower. So that just kind of validates the theory that the eyebrows are not it. Now, some fun little offshoots of this that I love is the number 286. Okay, so this is weird. You're going to like this one. Okay, so on his profile on Twitter, I think is it pronounced Mangione, Zach?
That's what I've heard, Mangione, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought, and
Or,
we were
sorry,
questioning it this morning.
Mangione.
Well, I'm not Italian, so I'm not even going to try that. But anyways, he features the Pokemon Breloom, which is the 286 Pokemon.
Yep.
He also posted exactly 286 times on Twitter when he was arrested. 286 is also the code of health insurance companies use when the appeal time limits for healthcare claim are not met. And then they even linked it to the Bible, Proverbs 28:6 stating, "Better is a poor man who walks in his integrity than a rich man who is crooked in his ways." All right. And then they say that the distance between the location of the shooting and the McDonald's where he was found is 286 miles. But if you look it up on Google Maps, it's actually 279. So who knows? Maybe he took a detour.
Well, I feel like that one's kind of silly. The rest of them make some sense, like the health code and then the Bible thing. It could be either one of those.
Which makes you wonder is, like, because I do not believe Luigi actually shot him. I do not. But I think he may be playing into this.
Mm-hmm.
And
maybe they're making him.
They might be, because they're making such a huge fiasco about this.
So who is the conspiracy theories saying is behind it if it's not him?
The government. They think it's called a PSYOP, which is a psychological operation conducted by the government to influence a target's audience's belief.
See, this is the thing, though. It doesn't, generally, the government's getting paid by the healthcare, the health insurance industry to make sure that they, don't change the law.
What I think it is that somebody shot Brian. They could not find who it was. And they just found somebody
I
to
feel
take
like
the fall
that's
for
more
it.
likely.
Hence, my conspiracy is all about fall guys. The government's, just picking these people or planning these attacks to make a statement or...
And then planting all of that. I mean,
planting all the evidence and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, because why would they look beforehand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why would you investigate something when nothing had happened?
And also...
And what right do you have?
Exactly.
I just don't know why if he... So the 286, are they saying that he planned all the 286s? Or it's just a coincidence?
They're saying that he's trying to, send a message.
He's trying to send...
Okay, let's be honest
this
here.
is the
Nobody
type of stuff, if he's going to do that much, he's not going to get caught within a week. There's no way.
Oh, this is true. I mean, if he's that
if
subtle
you're that
about
methodical about it, there's no way you're going to get caught that soon. And you're going to have all of your stuff, in 3 separate places? A manifesto?
Yeah.
And,
I don't believe that manifesto was a legit thing.
No.
And that's actually something in one of my other guys here in a little bit, too.
I think I think it was could have been Instagram or something. This one lady, she was like, I think we should all carry manifestos all the time. Then we can exchange them. And
that's how you find your group of friends or whatever.
That's funny.
I saw that.
That's very funny.
Goofy.
All right. So another conspiracy theory is linking the board game Monopoly to the shooting.
Oh, I haven't heard this one.
Okay, so at first they pointed out that the backpack found in Central Park Police contained Monopoly money.
Yes.
Oh, I had heard that, yeah.
Right? And they also noted that Altoona, I think is how you pronounce it, is the home of the Pennsylvania Railroad, which is something you buy in Monopoly. And also the poster highlighted the fact that McDonald's ran a promotional campaign for the game for decades. And that's where he was found.
Oh my God, that's silliness.
I think it's kind of reaching.
I was going to say, I don't know what they're trying to say with that one, but I wanted to go ahead and include it.
I think the 286 and the Monopoly are the psyop to get people to discredit all the other stuff because people are so crazy they will believe anything.
They're trying to make him seem so weak by
they
posted a picture of him where he had peed his pants or whatever, right? And did you all see the Adam Sandler thing? Okay, there's a movie where this kid pees his pants at this camp.
Oh.
And Adam Sandler's like, I got you, right? So he pees his pants. And he's like, well, yeah, all the cool kids do it and stuff like that, and played it up.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, so he peed his pants. Big deal. Because they're trying to make him look weak, trying to make him look unappealing and stuff like that.
Listen.
Maybe he just spilled coffee.
I really feel like they could have probably just poured water on it.
Yeah.
There's that, but then there's also
all the armed forces and stuff when they walk in places.
Yeah, but then there's also if we're gonna make fun of people for peeing their pants, I'm so sorry. They have put up political pundits who have literally pooped their pants in public. I'm so sorry. Who are you making fun of?
Yeah.
Let's quit.
Yeah. So, anyways, and then they think that maybe he's a patsy or a CIA plant. And they also thought maybe Nancy Pelosi was somehow involved because her brother, a former mayor of Baltimore, once mentioned Mangione's grandfather as a well-known businessman, which I also think that's a bit reaching.
Yeah,
But,
no, that's kind of silly.
Who knows? Another one of the things is that they think that maybe they're using these mysterious drones that were in New Jersey as a way to try to distract us from the United Healthcare uprising because we're having such like class consciousness now.
I totally think that the drones were some sort of attempt.
I mean, the fact that the government was not freaking out about it.
No, they never did anything. Like, that's if it was a real problem, there's no way.
Yeah, that's explanation enough. Anyway, so then it goes on to talk about how they think it's a psyop. An account called Illuminati Eyes wrote as part of a 1,000-word post on Twitter. Which, that's a long post on Twitter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so they said that, this is funny. I thought this was, that account wrote this. They said, Luigi didn't kill Brian Thompson. The deep state did. 3 out of 10 psyop. Lazy execution.
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
I love that.
See, here's the thing, though. I can't understand why people would think that the quote-unquote deep state would even do this. It doesn't make any sense to me. It seems counterintuitive.
I don't think so either.
I don't think that the government per se killed Brian. I think
but why?
Somebody did, somebody who was mad at him shot him.
Yeah.
But I think they're using Luigi as a fall guy.
I do too.
In my opinion, it does make a lot of sense for them to essentially sacrifice one of their rich people in order for all of the other rich people to band together and be like, we must protect the rich.
Like, I could see that.
That's a good take on it.
Look at how,
that's a good take on it.
Look at how mad everybody has been that there are people who are not sorry for this guy at all. And they're mad that there are so many people that are not sad about it. It's like, I don't know what you want me to think about it. He has personally been responsible for the deaths of many people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody cares. And he is a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
Like,
because of it.
yes.
Yep. Because that's isn't United Healthcare, they're the ones who had the AI that would review accounts and had like a 90% refusal rate.
Rejection rate. Yeah.
So like, you're murdering people left and right.
Yeah. And
it's not just
and then you got
poor people. It's people, and just like anyone that's going to cost them money.
Anyone who cannot afford to pay for something
on their own.
Yeah.
Yep.
And which is literally nobody except for rich people. Like,
Blue Cross Blue Shield with their anesthesia things that came about.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Maybe.
Which I didn't hear that one. What's that?
The insurance company can decide how long you're allowed to have anesthesia during a surgery.
Yeah.
What?
They decide how long that surgery should take. And if
it
takes longer,
you
either have to pay out of pocket or they have to stop the surgery.
Yeah. So
how would you stop a surgery?
They will pay for a certain amount of anesthesia for a surgery, given the type of surgery it is, basically.
Yep.
That was the idea. To just go even further into they could sacrifice, he was the least paid out of all of the health insurance CEOs.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. I think it was like $10.5 or something million a year or something, which is insane. Mm-hmm. But he was the least paid out of the top, like the big.
So they sacrificed the low man.
Yeah, and like in my head that makes sense.
Yeah,
like I get
it. That does.
They don't.
Sense.
They don't care who has the money. They just care that it stays. And if they got to get rid of somebody, why wouldn't you get rid of somebody who has the least?
Yeah.
Okay, so now on to our next fall guy, Matthew Livelsberger.
Love that.
Which one is he?
These names?
He is the one who set off the Cybertruck outside of the Trump.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
His manifesto thing was also wild, and it doesn't make a bit of sense.
Yeah, okay. So first off, he supposedly shot himself in the head. Cybertruck goes off with fireworks, blows up, injures 7 people. Okay?
Was there, I question that, is there a timer on that? Was there like...
I don't know.
See, that didn't make any sense to me. How can you kill yourself and then blow things up?
Here's the convenient
thing. There's got to be a timer or something like that.
Everything in that car was charred and burnt except for, conveniently, a military ID and a very distinctive tattoo.
Yeah.
That sounds weird. Oh, and 2 iPhones. Because that's what his manifesto was on.
Oh, my God.
2 iPhones.
And this is not suspicious.
No, of course not.
What was I thinking?
What were you thinking?
I don't know.
Oh, just so everybody's aware, I did have a picture of Luigi's eyebrows.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
And that's if you just look.
Somebody even photoshopped his eyebrows onto this person to show that the eyebrows are not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that.
Also, like, with the mask down, I don't think that the noses are the same.
The nose is not the same either.
And I really think that the person that they actually caught on video with the mask down had a very pretty, like, feminine smile. Like, I knew it was a man, but it was just feminine look. I don't know how to explain it, and I just don't think that he looks anything like that. Like, he has a pretty smile and all, but it's totally different.
Not the same.
And
it's not the same.
I never thought, I was like,
it does not look like him.
Yeah.
It does not. Okay, so anyway, so this Cybertruck driver, I have his or parts of his manifesto, all right? And this is wild. I do not think that this is legit. I think this is made up, okay? He referred to the event as a wake-up call and was using it as an effort to rid himself of the burden of the lives that he took in combat, right? So he wrote, try peaceful means first, but be prepared to fight to get them Dems out of the Fed government and military by any means necessary. They all must go, and a hard reset must occur for our country to avoid collapse. Fellow service members, veterans, and all Americans, time to wake up. We are being led by weak and feckless leadership who only serve to enrich themselves. He said, we are the United States of America, the best country people to ever exist. Whoever typed this, or if it was him, needs to learn some grammar.
I think it's the best country
and
people effectively is what he's trying to say there.
Yeah, but that's not how it's wrote.
No, I understand. I'm just saying.
Okay. But right now we are terminally ill and headed towards collapse. This was not a terrorist attack. It was a wake-up call. Now, the fact that he specifically says it's not a terrorist attack.
That's exactly what a terrorist attack would say.
Literally.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't think it was because no one else was hurt.
7 other people were hurt.
Who?
People on the street.
Oh, I didn't think anybody got hurt.
No, 7 other people got hurt.
Americans, I mean, it's an attack to inspire terror. I think that counts as terrorist.
That's what it is. It's terrorism.
Yeah.
I didn't know. When I first heard about it, I thought that's to wake somebody up.
If it was literally anybody else, it would be a terrorist attack.
Before I heard that anyone got hurt or what, I'm like, that's a wake-up call.
Oh, fun
I didn't know what it was a wake-up call for, but it's like that was too contained to be
I'm very
an idiot that couldn't,
very confused by a lot of this.
Yeah, his manifesto makes no sense to me.
Okay,
especially with what he did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is not a terrorist attack. It was a wake-up call. It was a wake-up call. Past tense.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he wrote it. Okay.
Past tense.
Never mind.
Americans only pay attention to spectacles and violence. What better way to get my point across than a stunt with fireworks and explosives? Why did I personally do it now? I needed to cleanse my mind of the brothers I've lost and relieve myself of the burden of the lives I took. He had suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder, which is common with veterans, and had no animosity towards the president-elect.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so Trump. All right. He said, focus on strength and winning. Masculinity is good and men must be leaders. Strength is a deterrent and a fear is the product. Stop obsessing over diversity. We are all diverse and DEI is a cancer. Thankfully, we rejected the DEI candidate and will have a real president instead of a weekend at Bernie's.
So what I want to know is why, if he has no animosity for the president-elect,
did he blow up the thing outside of his building?
Take a Tesla, who is like Trump's, pardon me, little but like, and then park it outside of Trump Tower?
Right?
And blow it up?
That's what makes no sense to me. Why would you do it there? Why would you use that vehicle?
Oh, I got it.
And do it there?
Especially if you're
really believed this and somebody else found out, took control, killed him and had it drive there and park on its own and then blew it up.
Well, I mean, Musk can unlock Cybertrucks remotely or lock
he
them.
Can make them
but you'd have to like know about the time of what's going on before.
And
I mean, there's millions of them. Would you know would you pay attention to every single one until after it happened?
No, but if you had your fall guy.
Yep.
I know. I think it's somebody else. I think it's somebody else that's doing it.
Anyways, so authorities say they found no definitive connection between him and the perpetrator of the New Orleans Bourbon Street massacre. Mm-hmm. Now, no definitive connection.
Yeah.
except they went to the same army base and they served together overseas.
In the same...
That's what it said.
And I mean in the same area, because you could serve over there at the same time and not serve with somebody.
Yeah. I do not think that they were necessarily friends or knew each other, but...
Just in the same area.
Same area. Anyways, so the... who was this? The FBI guy? No. Okay, someone... It does not actually say this person's name. Anyways, it says the incident, he said, is a reminder to pay attention to what mental health in America looks like and a reminder of the need to talk about these things. Okay, nobody is.
Mm-mm.
Nobody's paying attention?
No.
Oh, well, no.
And also, this is what bothers me about this type of, we only hear about how mental health matters after something traumatic happens, like a school shooting or, any of these things. Like, people with mental health issues are not murderers. Like, murderers are murderers, and maybe they have mental health issues. But, like, we can't blame this.
On mental health.
Actually,
not every...
Like, it's not all mental. Like, it's really not.
Mental health, they say you're not supposed to know this stuff, but you are penalized if you seek therapy or you need a drug for something because Dad couldn't get a pilot's license after he had taken antidepressants after a divorce.
Yep.
They would not give him his license. I mean, there's probably other reasons too, but they would not give him his license, and that's the one they cited. But I'm sure that's a thing because, oh my gosh, what if you take a little Cessna and run it into something?
Yep.
Yes.
What are you going to do with a Cessna to begin with? Not much. But
yeah,
it's like you are penalized. I mean, sometimes you can't have a firearm. You can't go hunting anymore. You can't do a lot of things because you've seen a mental health professional. Yep. So why would people see it? Especially a military person.
Yep.
I don't know.
I mean,
think
listen,
this is messed up.
Yeah,
it's like if you have a heart attack, you don't get penalized for that.
No.
But if you get depressed.
I think that we should talk about mental health more. I do think that our military and our veterans need more help, especially after they're finished serving and during. But it's like...
another thing you're penalized for? Say you're a teenager, get really depressed, you try to commit suicide some way, right?
Yeah.
And you get sent to the hospital for it. When you are older, if you have a organ fail, you are automatically not allowed to be put on the list.
Because you
try to commit suicide.
As a kid.
Yeah.
That's wild.
See, that's
that's
ridiculous.
Risk factor.
Yep.
Good Lord.
Yep. Okay. Anyways. Onward! More Fall Guys! All right, so we got another one, and then I have one that I can very briefly touch on because I didn't really research that one. Okay, so the next one is the man who rented was it a truck? Yeah, it was a truck. And drove over people on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. Okay. So his name was Shamsud Din Bahar Jabbar.
What a name.
Right? That's why I was like, I can't remember his name because I knew it was like crazy. But before anybody's like, oh, it's an immigrant. Yeah, he is from Texas. He was born there. Okay? Texas. Super egos. Texas is the best state in the whole country. Yada, yada, yada. Okay? I don't like Texas. Everybody's aware. I do not like them. Anyways. Okay, so originally in this report, it said there was no similarities, right? And this one, it says police in Las Vegas say they are exploring strange similarities. Okay, between the Tesla Cybertruck and the attack that killed 14 people in New Orleans. But the FBI says there is no definitive link, despite apparent military connections. Okay, so hours after Matthew was found dead in his Cybertruck, having injured 7 people, Jabbar drove into people. Okay. They had both served at a military base formerly known as Fort Bragg.
What's it known as now?
I don't know.
Not Fort Bragg.
Oh,
I always thought it still was. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Anyways, so it says, though U.S. officials say there has been no crossover in their duties, CBS News reported that both had been on tours of duty in Afghanistan at the same time.
There you go.
So, which is it?
It's a secret op to
Which is
make
it?
Manchurians.
All right. So they said if these turn out to be simple similarities, very strange similarities to have, it seems like brainwashing.
It's Fort Liberty.
Yeah, Fort
Is that
Liberty. I
what
was
it
going
is?
to say
Okay,
that.
Fort Liberty. Okay. So after this thing, they went and investigated his house, and they found evidence of pipe bombs and religious stuff. They said that he is definitely an ISIS member. The thing is, though, here's the thing. They conveniently had, what is it, the Quran that they read?
Mm-hmm.
Open to a specific page.
Oh, yeah, I heard about this.
Conveniently would incriminate him.
Well, of course they did.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyone who is of that religion knows, because I researched this too, that it is disrespectful to leave your book open like that. So if he genuinely was part of this religion, part of this mindset, he would know to close it.
That's true.
So I do not believe that he was an ISIS member. I believe he was brainwashed at Fort Bragg, as well as Matthew. Now, I don't know why.
Well, I mean, the government has done secret experiments on people for a long time. I mean, there's a big history of them doing stuff, horrible things.
Yep.
So, I mean,
wouldn't we call that a psyop, though?
Yeah, it would be a psyop, but not the way they're using it. It's a different,
It looks like the opposite of what they should want, I mean, in my opinion, but yeah.
All right, so he did not have a manifesto per se, or if he did, I didn't find one. But he had videos, so I guess similar. He was originally planning to harm his family and friends, but was concerned the news headlines would not focus on the war between believers and disbelievers. It did not elaborate.
Did we check the fingers on that?
No. I didn't watch the video. But
because they get them wrong.
AI,
I'm like, what?
Yeah. But I don't know what he means by believers and disbelievers, because it never elaborated on that.
I mean, I'm sure you're supposed to assume it's
Islamic belief or something.
Yeah.
But I don't believe that's what he means. Like, that's not what it meant. Like, immediately, that's not what comes to my head.
No.
So I don't know. They did say they found a Islamic State flag on the truck, which he used to ram people. Of course they did. Of course. I've watched that video. I mean, I didn't see the Islamic
It's so convenient that they find these things.
Didn't look for that. So, I mean, I don't know. But then they found the 2 homemade bombs planted on the streets. And they said they had surveillance footage of him planting them.
And
so he planted bombs and then he got in the truck and ran over people?
And
yes.
Were they set to go off, or were they duds?
Does not say.
These are the types of questions
does not say.
That need to be asked and answered publicly.
Yes.
Calling you out.
But they said that he was believed. Okay, now why would they say it? Like, he was believed to have been honorably discharged.
Well, you just look it up.
That's literally,
the FBI should be able to know.
Yes.
Yeah, you just look it up.
Yeah.
But no. But him and the Cybertruck guy, Matthew, both rented their vehicles through the same app. Turo. Which was weird, because one's in, New York or something like that? Isn't that where Trump Tower is? And the other one's in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Which is odd. I thought that was odd.
No, I think it was Arizona. The Trump Tower in Las Vegas or somewhere.
I think it was Vegas.
That's right.
But still,
Vegas,
that's like that's far away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Vegas one.
But okay, so here's some words about that Jabbar said. He says, I've been here all my life with the exception of traveling for the military, where I spent 10 years as human resources and IT specialist. He said he learned the meaning of great service and what it means to be responsive and take everything seriously. dotting I's and crossing T's to make sure things go off without a hitch.
And
now,
yet,
if he's so responsible, why would he have 2 bombs that did not go off?
Why would he get caught doing anything?
Yeah. Why would he just go and run over people?
Why would there be so many hitches?
Yes.
What?
Like, it doesn't make sense.
Well, it's like the guy that blew up the Tesla. He had explosive training. He could have really made a bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, he used firework.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. There was a quote from the husband of Jabbar's former wife, Dwayne Marsh. Dwayne Marsh.
Say that again.
Okay, Dwayne Marsh, the husband of Jabbar's former wife.
Oh, okay, she remarried. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, Dwayne Marsh. It's not nice to call people crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He said he began to convert to Islam within the last year and was being all crazy. That sounds like a petty, jealous ex-husband.
Yeah.
I take no stock in that statement.
Mm-hmm.
So I have full times 12:55, 12:41, the entire timeline of everything that they did on this. Right? Like craziness. At one point, let me see if I can find where Elon responds to this stuff. Like,
where he's like
evil knuckleheads.
Yeah.
But they go over the links between the two.
Yeah.
And the pipe bombs found in New Orleans. Investigators have found pipe bombs with nails and suspected C4 explosives concealed inside an ice chest in New Orleans. The cooler was left near police patrol cars at the corner of Bourbon Street and New Orleans Street, near where the pickup truck attack took place. Another pipe bomb was found in a cooler a block away. A third suspected device was discovered in a purple suitcase near the corner of North Rampart Street and Esplanade Avenue. Investigators found a corresponding remote in the pickup truck, which also contained mason jars.
Just around?
Mason jars of liquid associated with explosives. Yeah, he just set bombs around, ran over people, didn't set the bombs off.
And then didn't set anything off.
And then got shot by the police.
And left all of his...
Doesn't make sense.
T's uncrossed and I's undotted.
Yeah. There's another part in here where the police are discussing how many people they're going to have on the streets and how they are much a harder... How did they say that? Let me find this because I want to read this word for word.
I would think nowadays, as much stuff has happened, that when they're on patrol in these areas, you would have a bomb-sniffing dog with you.
Just sniff out random bombs.
Just to be safe.
Yep.
You never know.
Yep. But no, weed is more important. Got to get the weed off the streets.
Well, as we know, weed leads to all the bad things.
Gosh. Yeah.
Like eating too many
and I'm the queen
Cheetos. Or sleeping in. Bad stuff.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Or being mellow.
Being
I
too
think it's
mellow.
gotten to the point where a lot of these conspiracy theories are put out by the government just to discredit everything.
Yeah.
Because it's just so they can hide what they're doing in a conspiracy theory. I mean, they did that with UFOs forever.
Mm-hmm.
Which are now, they had to rename UAPs. It's God, people, quit being stupid.
You don't like unidentified aerial phenomenon?
No, it's they just want to try to make it legit when it's, I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, I want to tell you about what Ariel and I saw the other night.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
Okay, so he says, we are going to have absolutely hundreds of officers and staff lining our streets, lining Bourbon Street, lining the French Quarter, police said, to protect the softer targets.
What?
It's unarmed people. It's unarmed people.
Why are we referred to as targets if you don't expect something to happen?
Okay, so then why don't you have a bomb-sniffing dog? Why don't you have several of them if you're expecting this? It's that's what I'm getting at.
These are
Why
our fall guys.
Why were they expecting anything?
Because it was New Year's Day. I guess I would think it would be
There's
New Year's
also something
evening.
going
Would be
on. There's
everybody
something-
All the
sleeping.
drunk people.
Yeah.
There's something going on, like some game or there's something happening that day too.
Yeah, but
and then
targets
the
is a
other
weird
thing-
word to use there. I agree.
It is a weird word to use there. Another one that they talked about was January 6th. There was like apparently some bombs or something like that planted, and they think that it was Congresswoman, was it Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Oh, yeah.
And there's a video of the person planting the bombs, and she wears the same exact boots.
She would, though.
The
She knows, though.
same exact boots. So, I don't know.
I mean, she's extreme, but I don't think she's that stupid.
But I'm just saying.
I don't think she is.
Because
And then they try to
she
blame
wouldn't
other people.
She wouldn't be able to stay where she's at and voice her opinions.
They never
if she did that.
found this person
Uh-huh.
that planted the bombs. They never found them.
Maybe they're just trying to discredit her. Not that they would, it's like...
I don't think you need to do much to discredit.
I know. I wasn't going to say
No.
that, but I think you're right.
No.
But it's like...
It's okay. We can say it.
Anyways, that is my conspiracy theories about the government
Yeah.
using Fall Guys
I think they do.
to distract us from God
Whatever.
knows what.
From what they're really trying to hide.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it's to the point right now, and I know I may be a bit extreme, but I'm not the only one, that if a disaster happened and the government showed up and said, okay, we have the shelter over here, come with me.
No
I'd be
way.
like, I am out of
Absolutely not.
here.
Yep.
I will take my chances.
Yeah. I read Ashfall. No way.
Yeah.
It's like, we're the government and we're here to help.
Yeah.
Even Reagan said that was the scariest
Yep.
word you'd have.
Absolutely
It's
not.
like-
Yeah.
I take my chances in the hills.
Yep. That was a really good one.
Mhm.
That
I like
was a
that.
good one. I went way in depth with that one.
was good.
I had so many papers.
Yeah. I also have a lot of papers, but mine is a little bit more condensed, I guess. I do have some really cool stuff. I was looking. Okay, so mine is on the dead internet theory. I don't know if anybody else has heard about this. Like,
I mean, I
heard
mentioned it
bits
last
and
week
pieces.
briefly.
Mhm.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Yeah. I mentioned it
Briefly,
last
very
week.
briefly.
Very briefly. He didn't get
Oh.
into it.
Yeah, I said
Oh,
that was
okay.
one of the things I was considering for the
Oh,
for the
okay.
podcast up. But go ahead.
Well, here we go then. That's great. Oh yeah, I was looking at like the top 10 best ones or something like that, and I was like, you know what, I can get behind this one.
No,
It's
I
okay.
almost talked about it, so I'm
Um,
glad you're talking about it. It's
yeah,
interesting.
I tried to
Um,
get her to do the fires.
Yeah, I just
That's a little in mine though.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
honestly.
it also just kind of it just made me pretty angry. I was like, I don't want to
mean,
do
I
this
get
right
it.
now. I don't want to do this right now. So, okay. The dead internet theory first service on the Agora Roads Macintosh Cafe forum in 2021. When a user started a thread called Dead Internet Theory, most of the internet is fake. They cited posts from major online discussion forums like 4chan, and they claimed in their theory that non-human bots are responsible for almost all online activity and content creation. This is just like a really brief overview, and then I'm going to dive in deeper. But so at the top level, the concept is that AI and chatbots automatically churn out social media posts designed to farm clicks, comments, and likes on platforms like Facebook and TikTok. They do this because more engagement leads to more advertising dollars. But the accounts responding to those automatic posts are always in turn bots and AI agents, the conspiracy claims. In other words, everything is happening between machines, no humans needed. If you go deeper down the rabbit hole, some dead internet proponents argue that government organizations use these bots to manipulate humans. So
I can see that. Yeah.
it's suggested that the internet really died in 2016 or 17, but we just didn't know.
Well, I
it
mean,
back then.
2016, everybody died that year.
Mhm. Yep, that was whenever we fell off of the good timeline.
Oh, was that it? I thought it was 2012. Is it
It's-
16?
It's somewhere in there.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, all the celebrities died. Alan Rickman died that
Mhm.
year.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
all this
true.
other-
2016.
So
really good
2012
stuff.
is
That was
when
a
we
rough
hopped to a different timeline because of the LHC, if you remember correctly.
Yeah, but I
Oh, that's
think
right,
yeah,
that's
but I
right.
think this is a third timeline. I think this one's even
Oh,
worse.
so that's another one. We just keeps branching.
Personally.
Okay.
Personally, yeah, we're just hopping.
That's not
Thank
good.
Freaking
Yeah, no, it's not.
Frogger.
Yeah. Yep. So while I don't think everything is everything on social media or the internet is only bots, I do think it is a problem. And so this goes on to say this theory does have a little kernel of truth at its core. Bots have been accounted for around half of all internet traffic. And I have the 2023 Bad Bot Report, which is I think 47 pages of graphs and stuff, which is I thought was pretty cool. Specifically, here's good bot versus bad bot traffic. So let me see. Human share of traffic in 2022. This is from 2022. So 52% was human share of all traffic. 17% was good bot traffic. And then bad bot traffic was 30%.
Now, what is good bot versus bad bot?
That is a very good question. Yes. So sorry, microphone. All right. What is a bot? In the context of the internet, a bot is a software application that runs automated tasks. Such tasks can range from simple actions like filling out a form to a more complex task like scraping a website for data.
Mm-hmm.
And then what is a bad bot? A bad bot is a software application that runs automated tasks with malicious intent. They scrape data from sites without permission to reuse it and gain a competitive edge. So this means pricing, inventory levels, proprietary content. They are used for scalping, the act of attaining limited availability items to resell at a higher price. They can be used to create distributed denial of services, service attacks, targeted at the network or the application. And then the truly nefarious ones undertake criminal activities such as fraud and outright theft. An example of this is bots that perform credential stuffing to take over user accounts, which is really prominent right now. And then the Open Web Application Security Project provides a comprehensive list of 21 different bot attacks in its automated threat handbook. So let me see. Where are my
Is that
bots?
OWASP?
Huh?
Is that OWASP you were just talking about?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, OWASP.
Let me see here. Well, okay. It doesn't really say what is okay. So not all bots are created equal. There are good bots on the internet too. Oh, here they are. I just didn't say. These serve useful functions such as indexing websites for search engines or monitoring website performance. For example, a search engine crawler such as Googlebot and Bingbot help create and maintain a searchable index of web pages. Those bots help people match their queries with the most relevant sets of websites, and they are crucial for online businesses because they ensure that their websites and their products or services can be easily found and reached by prospective customers.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say it. Google and them, they're doing it wrong nowadays. It all sucks. You guys have how bad is the search is nowadays? It's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I had to put Reddit after something to get anything that's not just a bunch of ads. It's awful. Continue, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, well, no, it's fine. It
angry.
does. This goes on to say even good bots can be cause for concern. Good bots can skew web analytics reports, making some pages appear more popular than they actually are. For example, if you advertise on your website, good bots can generate an impression, but that ad click never converts into the sales funnel. This results in lower performance for advertisers. It can also lead to skewed marketing analytics and incorrect decision-making based on them. So being able to intelligently distinguish between traffic generated by legitimate human users, good bots, and bad bots is crucial for making informed business decisions. So that's kind of just, there is a lot more that goes into this, but yeah, I'm not going to go through all 47 of those pages. So, for anybody who, I picked up this reading from Forbes.com, and they are also talking about the dead internet theory. And they have a lot of examples, from Twitter, especially. And so I'm going to go through here. A popular post on X, Twitter, comparing the sound of Kazakh to a diesel engine trying to start in winter currently sits at more than 24,000 likes and 2,000 reposts. And let me see, there is, the tweet calling that out. It says, whether the caption is relevant is difficult to say as the video was mistakenly uploaded with no audio. Thus, many users assumed bots were mindlessly liking the post, where there is a tweet here that says, 20K likes on a video that doesn't have sound. This website is so cooked. Which, by the way, means...
A video that is about a sound.
Not good.
Yeah.
Cooked is not good.
Yeah, no, it's not. Is not good to be cooked. Like, fried, no butter. So there's also, like, there's all kinds of more. So this one here is another, this one is a screenshot of another tweet. And the person who tweeted the screenshot says, it's genuinely impressive how cooked this website is. And the picture is of another tweet, by the way, tweeted by a checkmark verified person. Water is in the ingredients, and it's literally a picture of blocks, like colored blocks. There's no water in this picture. None. Like, at all. And then there's a website that it's linked to, watr.com.
What is that website?
I don't know.
Water.
It's probably somewhere you can go to like, you know, get all of your information farmed. Like, I'm just,
Go, Zach.
It's a radio station.
Oh, it would be, yeah.
WATR.
Like WKRP or something along those lines.
Does Owen Riley
WATR
run it
radio,
or something?
1320 AM.
Yeah.
It's on Facebook.
It's wild. So let me see. Then there's another X. It's like Twitter, except anytime you post your replies immediately start to fill up with spam accounts, and crypto bots pretending to be real accounts. They are immediately replied with another checkmark verified profile. But have you heard the news about Bitcoin?
But have you heard the news about Bitcoin? It's actually it's really high right now.
Yep.
I don't know Bitcoin, but
that just gave me an image of like Elon Musk knocking on your door. Can we talk to you about our Lord and Savior Bitcoin?
Actually, that's not true.
Yeah.
I have like 0.001 Bitcoin, so that's pretty good.
You're banking it.
I know. I mean, I know people with like a Bitcoin.
Well, they only created so much, didn't they? And then they only created so much Bitcoin, and it's down to like the tiny percentages of what people can get now.
Yeah.
Well, it's always being made, but there's a maximum number that you can have.
I thought there was a maximum number. It's the reason you
there is one, but they are constantly mining to get more. So there's a maximum, like it's approaching asymptotically is what it is.
I tell you, these terms for this stuff is crazy because it's like they're mining it. There's no such thing. You don't mine it. It's not there. You're just making it up.
Yeah, I mean, there are issues. Yeah. It is just straight up fake, but there's issues with Bitcoin, especially mining stuff and environmental concerns, in my opinion. But you know, I've got other issues with Bitcoin. That's not the biggest one. I just think it's stupid. It's a cool idea that is stupid for this. It solves non-issues, and it doesn't really solve the issues it's supposed to solve very well. So
Yeah, I'm not into it. Not into it.
I like how he's like, I got more issues, but this is another thing. But actually, but wait, there's more.
I have many issues with Bitcoin. This is just a scratch on the surface. I could do a whole episode on Bitcoin and how much I don't like it.
Yeah, it really is. Yes. So this one is a tweet that says, all of the replies to big posts are unrelated clickbait spam. This has been the case for months. And this was tweeted on January 11th of last year. This person says, thought this was an edit, but LMAO, I can't talk. And this makes no sense to me. I don't know what is actually going on here, but it's two screenshots of like Google ads, I guess. Like somebody was searching for furniture, but the titles of the furniture says, I'm sorry, but I cannot fulfill this request. It goes against OpenAI use policy -black. And then it has a price for the furniture listed, and there's 3 separate things here. And I wasn't really sure what they were meaning by this, but I mean, thought this was an edit. I guess like they thought it was fake, but it really is something that they looked
I bet
up
you it's supposed to be like that's an automatically generated ad. And the LLM that they're using, OpenAI or something, just like goofed up and put random junk on there because it was not made by a real person.
And then, okay, and then followed immediately by, in case you were wondering whether any Amazon sellers are using GPT to program.
Oh, there you go.
Programmatically generate product names and descriptions. I must have missed that one following it last night. That was my bad. And then we also have the AI apocalypse doesn't look like Terminator. It looks like society's being battered by waves of AI-generated misinformation and gibberish until the sense of reality breaks down and those societies drown in an ocean of AI-generated nonsense. Let me see.
I could see that happening.
Yeah. I think, this is the last one. So this one, somebody tweeted, this is another verified account, tweeted basically a picture of, I think it's Tumblr, maybe Reddit, I'm not entirely sure. And it says, the person that posted the screenshot, the fake screenshot, it says, exciting new developments. And it's literally just this post that says, my sister got a book for Christmas on how to care for tarantulas alongside the tarantula supplies. Like, just basically talking about tarantulas. Like, there's no exciting new developments.
That should be terrifying new developments.
Here's a development about tarantulas. Did you know that they'll sometimes hang on to things with their fangs?
I literally watched that video last night.
With the guy who
Yes.
had it. It was like hanging onto his skin. He's like, there's no venom being injected. She just can't hold on to my skin.
Because his hand wasn't grippy.
Yeah. So she like just bit down on his hand and was holding on.
That's so cute.
And he just peeled her off.
Oh, that
Very
would be
cute.
that'd be
Very
a
cute.
squashed
You can get him.
or a shot.
Yeah.
Shoot it. I think that's how you deal with tarantulas. You have to shoot them.
Yes.
Nah, they're so cute and fuzzy.
Puppies.
That's the
They
problem.
got little paws, just like puppies.
Yeah, they're like little puppies.
I did miss one final tweet. So this person says, a new year-long study found Google search really has gotten worse, and top-ranking sites are, quote, on average more optimized, more monetized with affiliate marketing, and they show signs of lower text quality, end quote. Also evidence of AI-generated top-ranking results, and they list like a link to that. Somebody retweeted that and said, we lit the Library of Alexandria on fire so 4 guys could make money. Yeah, basically.
That's, yeah.
I mean, pretty much. Like, it's just a bunch of slop nowadays on the internet, and it's annoying.
Yeah. So I don't think that everything is a bot. I mean, obviously, we are on social media.
We had a good 20
but we're
years.
bots.
Yeah. Yes, but bots are a very real thing, and like, I mean, they're copying profiles and, you know, sending Facebook requests, and I've seen pictures of people in groups saying like, this is in 2 separate posts, and the same list of people are saying the weirdly scripted same thing about Bitcoin, and it's like, what?
Yep,
we've got to stop.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not going to.
If you're on the internet, guys, believe nothing.
Yeah.
And 2, if you're looking at images or videos, count knuckles, count teeth, count fingers.
Elbows.
Just
They have multiple elbows.
Sometimes, and they just look wrong.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this
So,
is actually
I mean,
it's like a
getting
thing.
pretty
Especially
good,
older
but-
generations just cannot tell the difference, and I don't understand why, because when I see an AI generated thing, it's like pretty obvious usually.
Yeah. Like right now, they're really it's kind of
Our eyes aren't
This
very
one's
good. That's the
decent,
problem. They
right
wear
now.
out.
There is a video of an AI generated video of firefighters rescuing animals from the fires over in California, and like it looks fairly legit until you actually start seeing some of the animals the further in you go. Like, it just doesn't look right, and you're not entirely sure why until you really stop it and look at it.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, that thing has an extra finger, and it's not like because it's moving, you can't really tell because it's constantly moving. So it's definitely something that is going to get harder and harder to identify.
Yep.
I found one
eventually
the other
it's gonna
day that
be,
even I figured out.
Yeah.
It was, they were supposedly rescuing a Black Panther kitten that they had found, which, I mean, I guess it
dream.
could happen, but it was a baby rabbit when they found whatever. I mean, it was like, that's a rabbit. I
Yeah.
have been around enough
It's a
rabbits.
Black Panther.
It
What are you
was,
talking
it was
about?
a black rabbit, but it was a rabbit. And then later they showed the Panther cup.
Yeah.
Where they like nursed it back to health. But
Oh
it's
my
like,
gosh.
it's like that's a rabbit.
That's crazy. Yeah. So, especially in this information age, like it's going to be really hard. And so some of the best and easiest ways to interact and combat, in my opinion, but I've also seen listed in these, is to not, unless you know specifically that the person you're interacting with is them on their profile. Essentially, don't believe it until you can verify it yourself with your own actual eyes. Like, don't. Just don't. And this goes for a lot of the firsthand accounts, or, like, my neighbor said this, or I saw this, but somebody else was doing it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just really going to get worse from here. Even if the same amount of bots stays the same, it's still the same type of content, and they're going to get better at doing it.
Yeah, eventually it's going to become indistinguishable. Like, I mean, there will be a point. Like, I mean, it's already pretty good. It's fooling a lot of people. If you do see this stuff, also, just don't engage with it. Or if you do downvote it, just get rid of it.
Yeah, I have also taken to reporting stuff. I mean, it's not going to get taken care of anymore, but...
That's okay, though, because on Facebook, they don't have fact checkers anymore, so...
Yep. Yep.
Well, I'm not even sure some of the fact checkers were actually fact checkers. People, I think it was... I just don't know. Because they didn't...
Well, you literally cannot just fact check everything because there's too much stuff, So there's some automation in it, and a lot of times it's just wrong, or it's based on, like, people's reporting, so... That being said, like, more important stuff, they should, like, probably be doing some fact checking for, especially since they repost a bunch of stuff on Facebook, and...
Yeah.
They're basically news. Facebook is basically news, and they're just trying to cheap out, basically, right now. All the big companies are trying to cheap out, though. Actually, did you guys hear, speaking of this AI slop nonsense, the Zuck was talking about how he wants to put a bunch more AI bots on Facebook to, like, increase engagement and, like, get more, make it seem like there's more people on Facebook so people will use it more. Did you hear about this?
There is
It's ridiculous.
No, I had not, but I know there's a strike that's wanting to go on where you log out of any meta type stuff, Facebook, Instagram, all that junk, and Twitter, the 19th through the 26th.
I mean, I'm game for that. I'll do it. It's not going to affect anything because I don't get on that stuff much at all. But anyway, if you don't see us,
you send me reels all the time.
Past,
don't even.
That's what we were doing because this is coming out in a few weeks.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't let Zach lie to you. He sends reels.
All the time.
I do send reels.
And
they
some
send
of them
more
are
reels than me.
hilarious.
I'm more on YouTube, though. I wish I could send you guys the YouTube shorts I see all the time easier, but I can't. Otherwise, I would.
I don't ever get on YouTube.
I do.
Well, we know you do.
I do. I find all kinds of gems of information out there.
She's got those YouTube degrees.
I do.
I just go on YouTube and I watch a bunch of video essays about nonsense. I watched one about...
I love them.
About, like, the fake dinosaur footprint. Or no, fake person footprints with the dinosaurs that they found in Kentucky the other day. It was really good.
Yeah.
By Dan Olson. If you guys haven't watched him, Folding Ideas, Dan Olson, he's great. I met him.
Some new dinosaur footprints recently. I think it was in the UK.
I'm going to have to look into that.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, oh my gosh, dump over my coffee.
That made me nervous.
I had the lid on it though.
Yeah.
It was in a quarry, and they had, I guess, like removed some, and there was this like huge long path, and one of them was like an Allosaurus, and then there was some, I can't remember, like long necks, like the Diplodocus or something, but it wasn't that. It was something like that.
I don't know how real this is because I didn't really look into it further, but while I was looking up pictures of dinosaurs for the dinosaur hunt, I found an article, and I forget where it was, but this farmer was trying to clear out brush or something like that, and he ended up finding these weird mounds, and he like started undigging them, and they were essentially huge armadillos. But there were like 4 or 5 of them. I don't know how true it is. I need to go and try and find it again. But if that's true, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Because they were all curled up and everything.
Yeah,
I was like...
Heard that song? The Armadillo song?
I don't know.
Armadillos keep digging little holes in my backyard.
No, I've never heard that.
Is that the guy who did the Dirt Man song? It sounds like something he'd write.
I think so. I think it's the same guy.
I love him. He's so funny. So funny.
It cracks me up. Oh, I did finally see that. You know how you tried to send me that one and I wouldn't load? I found it on Instagram later.
Oh my God.
It was
He
good.
makes the funniest
They're
songs.
so funny.
But his actual music is good too.
I love
He
him.
makes real music too. But yeah, I mean, basically this is all I had for the dead internet theory. Like, it's a pretty simple theory and it is easier to get behind because it really does happen. But I don't think it's to that extent yet where it's literally no human interaction.
No, give it 5 to 10 more years and it's going to be 90% bots.
Yeah. Especially with the way things are going. I don't know. It's just...
It's getting worse. We should just get rid of the internet. It was a failed experiment.
So we would just be watching bot TV, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Don't like it.
And now we're all on a list, guys.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay.
Mark.
Wait till I tell about our excursion on Wednesday night.
Oh, my Lord.
It was weird. It was really weird. We had just pulled across the Cottageville Bridge, and I look off to my right, and it wasn't very high in the sky.
No.
But there was this really, really bright orange light to the point.
There's
at first,
I
thought, well, at first it was just the first one, and then I was pointing it out to you. There was just the one, and I thought, that's a really bright star because it didn't look like a light. It looked like
fire.
It did. Like something, but it was very round and it was
very
like
self-contained.
a ball
of fire, essentially. But
and
like
then,
it was that color.
And then slightly to the left, and they were almost touching, but it wasn't.
Yeah, they were. There was 2 of them, though.
Yeah, there was 2. Another one came on. The same color.
And that's when I saw.
Yeah.
Because she pointed it out. She's like, what is that? And I look over and I'm like,
oh, yeah.
I don't know what that is.
And
I slowed down and I was like, we're not getting abducted today.
And then the first one went out and the second one went out. And of course, I couldn't get my phone out of my purse quick enough because I was like watching it. I was like watching it.
And I'm driving.
Yeah. And then a little bit later, they showed up again.
They showed up again, and did the same thing. One went out and then the other one out. And then we couldn't see it again.
Yeah.
You guys got no pictures, no videos?
Of course not, because the first time
I was driving and she is incompetent.
I tried on the second one, but that wasn't there long enough.
No, the second time it was not there long at all. But it was
and
weird.
The first time you're just like, oh my gosh, what is that? You don't,
Yeah, it was weird.
It was odd.
That is kind of
strange.
And
I did slow down to look at it because I'm like, there's a curve right after that bridge. Yeah. So I slowed down to look.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I was like, I ain't getting abducted.
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
Like, we're going.
Yep, that is funny. Oh my gosh.
Stopping.
Oh man.
But it was I was ready if it had showed up a third time.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect it to show up a second time. I really didn't. It was kind of weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It was the thing. The weirdest thing about it is like it was so orange.
It was very
and
orange.
It was so round, but it wasn't like they was putting off light like a light bulb something. It was just a glow.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know. It was weird.
It was weird. And she goes, I'm so glad I'm not the only one who saw that.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, that would be definitely the kind of thing that I definitely would not want to see by myself.
It was a good size.
It was good. Yeah. It was weird.
Like far out, how big?
Okay, like
I don't think it was that far away.
In the sky, it'd probably be about this round.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a
styrofoam plate, but it has crummies. So
yeah, I didn't want to flip it off.
but it wasn't that big in the sky. It was like looking at Venus or something. It was really,
it
was really bright.
But it
how
wasn't
big
bright
was it?
like that.
You would say
it was about the size of what you would expect Venus to be. Just size
so it's just
wise,
it's like a pinpoint. But
it
like
was
brighter.
bigger than that.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was bigger than that. Then
it was bigger than that.
If you drew a circle, what I'm trying to say, if you drew a circle around the light of Venus, you know how it's like.
Yes.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
That's
about
just
how big the glow
glasses.
was, but it wasn't. No, I had my glasses on. But it wasn't a star.
No, it was not a star. And it did not look like a plane or a helicopter or anything like that.
Yeah.
And my first thought was aliens, obviously. But then I was like, maybe it's one of those drones.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the lights were really weird to be.
It was.
I mean, it could have been. I guess it could be, but it just didn't look like.
Weird.
It didn't look like an electrical light.
And it was moving.
Yes. It was moving.
It wasn't just staying in the sky. It was moving.
Slowly. It wasn't moving.
Yeah, it wasn't fast. It was, but it was traveling.
Especially with only one light and then two,
it's like,
and then back to one, and then done.
Yeah, it was
real weird.
It was weird.
Yeah, I mean, and
was
me and
it
Mom
UAP?
here, I see weird things when we're together.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
I told her we needed to stop hanging out.
After this one, she was a little bit unnerved.
I was like,
we can't keep.
No, you guys
I'm
can
not
keep
getting
hanging out.
abducted.
You just got to get video evidence of this stuff so we can see it.
If I was not
on the
driving,
pod.
I could have, but I was driving.
Yeah.
Because I'm much faster.
Yeah.
And
Well, I had to dig out my phone, and then
she couldn't remember she had to push a certain thing.
I had to hold my thumb down, and I wasn't holding it long enough. It's like I forget I have to hold it down longer.
Just Ariel, show her that you can just like double tap the thing, and then it opens up the camera. Just show her
You
that.
have a Pixel, right?
Yeah.
We can make that shortcut for you.
You can do what?
I think it's by default. If you double tap the power button, it opens up the camera immediately.
Well, I wouldn't have found the power button anyway because it was.
I set mine to be.
I was too busy
volume down
watching
button,
it. I didn't want to miss it to take a picture.
Yeah.
So
This is why
you're not an investigative reporter.
no, I'm not. I'm not.
Oh gosh.
Well,
Well,
I was on the phone. Like I was using my phone. I was on the phone.
Yeah, you could have just turned it around and went click.
No, I would have had to pull up my camera. You don't want me driving and doing this at the same time. I mean, I can do it.
Well, there was no
I don't
traffic.
think you would have
There
liked
was no traffic. You could have stopped, but no, it was weird. I mean,
That's how you get abducted.
It happened so fast too. I mean, it wasn't like there was. It was seconds between.
Yeah.
It wasn't like there was a minute you were just standing there watching it or something like that.
I was on the phone. I was like, "What is that?" And I hear in my ear, "What are y'all seeing?"
It's kind of funny.
on? That is funny.
But that was Wednesday.
Yeah, it was weird.
That is really
Amazing.
weird.
Yeah.
Dang.
It's too
Yeah,
cloudy
like
to
2
see
days
stuff
ago.
like that here.
Yeah.
And I hadn't thought about it until you brought it back up.
That's
Because
what
you shoved it out
happens.
of your
People
brain.
like see this
I
stuff.
shut it down.
Yeah.
I
And
was
then
like, we can't do this.
They
Can't
don't talk about
entertain
it for
the alien
years.
talk.
It's like they experience something and then
And then they
it
don't
never
talk about
comes
it.
up.
Yeah.
Well, see, it
And
was
I'm not
at
that
night.
person.
I
I talk
can't
about
deal
them
with
all.
aliens at night. That's not even a subject we can
Yep.
discuss when the sun goes down.
Yep.
No.
Nope.
So my brain was like, mm-mm.
Not
We're
today.
done.
I didn't think it was scary though. I didn't.
I wasn't scared.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I wasn't scared. I just
Uh-huh.
was like, that's really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't get a feeling like, oh, that's something to be. It was just like,
Well,
of course, that's how
weird.
people get killed. And what's that? Let's go look.
What's that
And
sound?
it's like, yeah.
What's that noise?
And then it eats you.
Yeah, you will not catch me outside if there's a noise out there. I'd be like, nope, you have fun. Bye.
You know what? When we were kids, she saw something outside, and they all went outside, and I was like,
Mm-mm.
not happening.
Nope.
You remember that?
Oh, vaguely. I don't know.
Yeah. No way. I was like, y'all get abducted on your time.
That's right. Yep.
I'm in here.
See, I'll be terrified, but I'll still go do it because I just got to know, That's how I feel.
No. I'd
Not
rather
aliens.
survive. Thank you.
Not aliens. I would do like Bigfoot investigation. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Ghosts. All right.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I've stayed in Moundsville twice, 3 times, something like that.
Mm-mm.
I would rather do Bigfoot than ghosts.
It's all a big no for me.
All you gotta do is get your pot and bang it and be like, get out of here. Go on now, get. It works.
Well, when are we doing
like-
our podcast with Danny where we go to the
I
go
don't
do an
know. We
investigation
need to
with
do
them?
that. We need to do that.
Oh, we haven't. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Probably
Because
that's
you've
what I had
never
blocked
met
out of my
him.
mind.
That's the
Yeah.
next podcast
Yeah.
road trip. I mean, I'll go if I have somebody who you're ready to fend them off.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like,
I'm gonna wear sage.
yeah,
Wear it.
yeah.
Yeah, you
I'm
just
just
bring
Gotta
it
get
in
one of
the
those
car,
salt
take yourself
guns,
afterwards.
just gonna wear a
Yeah,
couple
salt,
of like
holy
you know,
water.
I'll bring a
make
cowbell.
myself an armor of crystals, like some tourmaline crystals.
He'll be like, what are you doing? I'm like, this is my cowbell. This is how you cleanse the air.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Well, that's it. That's the next podcast road trip.
Yep.
He'll be like, y'all are insane.
Yep. Literally.
Funny.
All right. Well, do we have any other final thoughts and input?
Don't believe the government.
Ever.
Mm-mm.
Especially if they're there to help.
Tee-hee.
And government, go ahead and put me on a list.
I've been on the list.
I'm sure I'm on a few others. They're like,
That's
well,
ridiculous.
Look, there she is on this one too.
Yep. Yep.
Bingo!
Yeah, your FBI guy's like, oh, I did it! Oh my gosh, in my memories the other day on Facebook was, I've really noticed my FBI guy missing. This was during 2020. Like, I've been able to talk about stuff and stuff won't randomly pop up later. I miss you, FBI guy.
Where are you at?
Well, now we're losing our Chinese spies, so there's nobody. No FBI guys, no Chinese spies. What's the point of being online anymore?
Things. I gotta whisper around other people's phones.
Yep. Yep. God. Okay. Our next couple of episodes, because snow sucks, we moved author J.D. Byrne to our next episode. We will be discussing his book More Hollow, and then we will be discussing Ariel's nonfiction pick, Melania. Then we're going to do... have we done a book chat yet?
No.
Okay, we haven't.
Not since our yearly wrap-up.
Yeah, our first book chat of the year. It seems like it's been way too long, but it's fine. And then we're going to do Carla's deep dive pick, which hasn't been picked yet. We have plenty of time. We're fine. Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yes.
Don't make it nonfiction.
You wanted me to pick the park ranger one.
I don't remember the park ranger one.
And the cryptids.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so if it's got cryptids as part, then it is fiction, and you're fine.
It's fiction to Zach, yeah. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. It's time for us to sign off. But before we go, only the best libraries have librarians who don't shush you.
But wear tinfoil hats.
Yep.